KFOR.
Good morning, Lincoln, Nebraska. Happy hump day. Welcome into the morning hookup. Bill Hooks, Elijah Herbal in the house on a middle of the week morning hookup. Hope everybody's off to a great start. Caleb out today. Not feeling well. Hope you get to feeling better, YZ. That's no fun. That's no fun. But we got a lot to get to today. Nebraska talk. QB1 spoke. I don't know what we make of that, but we'll talk about it. The playoffs, something is coming to the top. There's a theme for these playoffs right now. For these championship series, there's a theme. We'll talk about that. Henry T. Buchanan, Husker legend in the second hour. Stories that we missed. And 2 more chances within the next 2 hours to win $2,000 if you get a chance. Go to care4now.com. Put in the 9 o'clock keyword, werewolf. Yeah, why did we get that song?
I'll get there.
W-E-R-E, wolf. W-O-L-F. Not where is the wolf, werewolf.
One word.
Don't mess that up. If you see me looking down right now, you ever been challenged to do something and you're like, I'm going to try my best and I'm going to prove people wrong?
I mean, yeah, but what are you referring to here?
So my kid, there's these new bats.
Baseball bats or flying
baseball bats?
Okay.
He's a high schooler now. He's got to go BB Corps.
Yep.
There's these bats that you only get them in drops or in secondary markets. I'm in a drop right now. I got into the VIP queue line at 9:30. And then it shakes it up, right? Random. And it puts you in line again. I'm 2 minutes away to see if there's any bats left.
What brand is this?
Combat.
I
don't know enough about him. But he's like, yeah, don't even worry about it, Dad. There'll be no chance. Whatever. Probably like a lot of people right now saying there's no chance Matt Rule goes to Penn State or Matt Rule stays at Nebraska. Don't believe what you hear all the time. There's a lot being said nationally right now. Or whatever you read whatever right now, okay? Whatever narratives. You look at the betting markets, they're like flipping all over the place right now. Saw one today that it had Joe Brady at the top of the betting market now. You hear stuff like they're going to swing for the fences. They're going to go after Marcus Sherman. They're going to swing for the fences on this hire. But your quarterback had a lot to say yesterday.
Yeah, he did.
That took it took to me, it was like, we look at your dog and go, and they go, your head turned sideways. That's what I felt like when he said it. Should we play his audio?
Sure.
Here it goes. This is what QB1 had to say.
It doesn't faze him at all. It's just people stirring stuff up and then making things, bigger than it is. And I couldn't tell you he's as locked in as ever on this football game to get this win. So I just had to make sure that everybody knew that that's our head ball coach and he ain't going nowhere. He's staying right here.
You're a captain, so you gotta calm teammates too a little bit. Even some of the young guys that just got here.
Yeah, they've asked, and those guys don't really understand. Don't really believe what you read on the internet. Just like guys, he ain't going nowhere. He loves it. It doesn't really matter what he says. His wife loves it here. She got her business going and all that stuff. So even if he wanted to, he couldn't. So he ain't going nowhere.
Huh.
Pretty emphatic answer.
That is like there's no gray area there. He's telling you what he thinks. Do you think this was discussed amongst QB1 and Coach Rule? Or was it he just got up there and said, boom, let's roll?
Probably brief discussion. A head coach and a quarterback are so tied. Probably more so in the NFL than in college, but still in college football. Like if your quarterback struggles, Drew Aller, the struggles of the quarterback kind of fall back on the head coach. You're tied at the hip. And how many times do you see, head coach leaves for a new job and starting quarterback falls right with him? Childs from Michigan State's a great example of a quarterback that his coach left, so he follows him in the portal and finds himself a new starting role at a new school. It's what happens right now. It's a very, very, I guess, just close relationship, head coach and star quarterback, especially when it's a program leader like Dylan. And to be fair, what would you expect your head coach to tell your starting quarterback at this point? Matt Rule has not thought about going to Penn State seriously.
No.
Has there been a
He
thought?
has not had the time for that.
No. And so I'm saying the players don't have time to worry about this behind the scenes either. One of the things I was talking about last night was the fact that a high school or a college football player who's playing at the Power 4 or Power 2 level, especially, their day is consumed fully by game prep and then the time that you go spend occasionally for classes, which the importance of classes are falling further and further behind in modern college sports because they're all making money. And, well, you know, if you're one of those star players like Dylan Raiola, are your college classes really that important? Yeah, you better pass, but we all know what the game is. They ain't come here to play school. So, but that being said, I mean, it's 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. and your practice.
Yep.
Film review.
Locked in, loaded.
You got your positional meetings. Hey, you're going to show up to class for 50 minutes and go right back to the football building. You're watching more film. You're in the position meeting. Hey, let's quickly sit down with Coach Rule. We're going to prepare the game script for the week. Whatever it may be you're doing. It's 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. of just work. And it's the same for the coaching staff. You don't have time to worry about, is the head coach going anywhere? That's why people have made this talking point of, man, could this be a distraction for the team at this point in the season?
Not
for a day, maybe. But once the week moves on, it's right back to work. You don't have time to worry about what's going on behind the scenes. Hey, Dylan can have that quick conversation with Rule. Hey, what's going on with this Penn State stuff?
What's the deal, man?
Nothing to it. Nothing to
perfect.
it. I'm focused on Minnesota. All right, cool. There's just
watched
not that much time in the day for these people to worry about this.
To me, I heard words. One, I think fan base wise, it's a stabilization comment because you have to like draw conclusions of what those conversations might have been. But his body language, he was up on the podium. He was looking you dead in the eye saying, relax.
Mm-hmm.
We're good. We got you. That's what I felt. Now, the words are the words. And to me, it wasn't designed, but QB1's leadership should be all you need to know right now with what's going on. That stable deal. We're locked and loaded. He made the joke about Julie tells him where to live. All put together. This right now for me is turn the page time.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Until further notice.
Mm-hmm. And
I think that's what that did. Dylan closed the book. Look, Husker Nation, relax. He ain't going nowhere. Well, not today.
I guarantee it's the same messaging he's got for the rest of the team, too. Not everyone on the team has as close a relationship as Rule and Raiola, which is kind of what I was getting at when I was talking about the fact that, like, how tied at the hip head coaches and their star quarterbacks are. And if people on the team are asking, guarantee Dylan's giving the same messaging. This is not a distraction. It might be for a day, but that's the messaging to the fan base. That's the messaging to the rest of the team. That's kind of the sign of, all right, let's move on. Well, this is something we can worry about come Penn State week, whenever I'm sure this discussion point will come back around. For now, Penn State, they're going to be doing their due diligence in the background. Any name you hear will likely be some sort of media or fan conspiracy theory. So let's just wait. I'm sure the media will ramp all this back up whenever Nebraska's on the road to Penn State, and people are going to ask the question, man, is Penn State getting a preview of their next head coach? And we'll have to do this all over again. But until then, it's back burner. Let's put it on the back burner and focus on what we're cooking on the front burner.
To me, as you listen to everybody talk yesterday, you felt the unity. Dana talked about it. He's a constant professional. He's locked in at Minnesota. Butler, we're locked into Minnesota. There was a message sent together of unity. With all these distractions, it's all put together. It's done. Okay? That's what I took away from yesterday as looking and just I closed my eyes and listened to it for a little bit, all of them, and said, if anything I come out of this unit is put together on a mission right now. And they're looking at Minnesota.
And we were talking yesterday on the Average Joe Sports Show with Michael Bruns, and I thought he made an interesting point in that a head coach is a little bit different, but I think the reality of players and position coaches and even head coaches leaving at the end of the season is so much more normal in college football right now that the guys that are experienced in that locker room and have played a good amount of college football, it's nothing new to them. I'm sure these guys have played with rumors of, oh yeah, that guy in defense, he's going off to the portal at the end of the year, or your quarterback, he's going off to the portal. Hey, your position coach, he's going off to the portal. They have dealt with this at a smaller scale. I know head coach is a bigger deal, but these guys have all dealt with the rumors and the thoughts of, oh man, that guy might be going at the end of the year. They've learned how to play through it. I think it might even be less big of a deal than it was 10 years ago in college football that your coach might be leaving.
It's numbing to the ear. I mean, Rule talked about Barney, right? Barney and this and that. And he goes like a paraphrasing. You don't think people are calling his people and talking about how to get Barney in the portal? Did you hear Missouri's coach talk yesterday? Interesting stuff from him on coaching changes and saying, look, again, I'm paraphrasing without putting the audio on. Don't you believe there's every sitting head coach out there is on a list right now? They're all on a list. Yeah. We're all on list.
Whether it's a list to be hired or a list to be fired, every head coach on a list. In Drink's an interesting one at Missouri. Really interesting. Did you see the picture that came out of his high school yearbook photo?
No.
You know what he was wearing? A Penn State Nittany Lions shirt.
Yeah.
Senior year high school yearbook photo.
Sparked that conversation.
But that's what I'm saying. This is all this conversation is right now. We're talking about Rule or Drinkwitz or Marcus Freeman. It's all just a media or fan conspiracy theory at this point in time.
I'm with you.
Penn State's going to be working through their list over the next 6 to 8 weeks here.
Look,
they're going to be making calls.
Your people, call my people.
Yes.
Talk to your people. We'll talk to my people.
And they are going to be having the conversation of, hey, do you want to move? Are you willing to listen? Are you completely shut down? They're going to be having these conversations and working their way through the list. And the list that they had as of Sunday afternoon is probably different than the list they're going to have in 2 weeks. And it's probably different than the list they're going to have in a month. They're going to be going down the list of their 10 to 15 guys and making calls and seeing who's available. And any conversation that we have not privy to that information kind of feels like a waste of time.
It is. But it's what people like to hear, what they like to speculate. They like to read the message boards. They like to read that. FlightAware. How many people in Lincoln or whatever sitting head coach city that's on that list downloaded FlightAware? So they could be the first ones to say, look, there's an airplane that left Lincoln or left Oxford. They went to stake wherever. To me, yesterday, again, comfortability, stability, unity. I took out of what was said yesterday by your two coordinators and your QB1. They're focused on Minnesota. They know what's in front of them. They know what's in front of them going up to Minnesota. A unique opportunity to go get a win somewhere they haven't been in in a long time or not at a high rate. That line this morning, by the way, I checked it out when I walked in. 7.5.
What is with this?
I don't understand it right now.
7.5 feels like a more reasonable line.
That's only like a pointer wherever you looked at the opening. Not that far off.
I said yesterday, I thought it would settle 6.5, 7. I shouldn't say I think it would settle. I thought a reasonable line for this game felt like 6.5 or 7. 7.5 still feels a touch high.
I feel like this is under a touchdown game with the history.
Yeah, and that's why 6.5 feels like the number to me. Where is it a touchdown game or is it less? That feels like a reasonable line to me.
Now,
I still wouldn't touch 7.5. 6.5 is where I'd start being like, okay, maybe this is a line that Nebraska can cover. But it jumped all up to 9.5. I guarantee some good money came in on
some good money came in. I'd be interested to hear Marco talk about it tomorrow and where that line ends up or where they get it at, where we are talking about it tomorrow. It'll be interesting. But again, a place we have not won or at a higher rate in a long time. A lot of people are like my buddy already has been texting. Why are we wearing surrender whites? That's what he calls them. Now, the last time 10 years ago, we wore those.
Last time they won in Minnesota, which is crazy.
And we dominated.
2024, the last time, 2014.
2014, 10 years ago, in the same uniforms.
The last time they won in Minneapolis.
Can you put that in your bank of like where the program went?
Yeah. Last time Nebraska beat Minnesota in general was 2018. Fleck's first year. Believe that was Frost's first conference win.
Minnesota provided me, they did not. I was provided the most unique opportunity probably in my life, I'd say, for a sporting event. I was able, not going to tell you the story, all that stuff or whatever. I was able to watch Minnesota at Nebraska during COVID.
I was too, actually.
You and I were there.
Mm-hmm.
I marked that as one of the most unique experiences I've ever encountered. Now we lost.
One of the most brutal games ever. Minnesota's down 50 players due to COVID.
Yes.
And they come in with a roster of like 25 guys and win.
It was a unique experience to be able to do that because there weren't many there when you looked around. And you had to stay up like, hey, stay out of viewing. And you looked at all the snow-driven like fake people.
That was a cold game.
It was cold.
And I was up in the camera well for that one.
It was cold.
Underneath the press box. You're in like their little cage right there. And that wind whips underneath that press box bad.
Woo! But it was one of the most unique experiences in a loss that I've ever experienced.
It was so weird to be sitting up, and you and I have a unique experience here to be able to be there. It was so strange to be up like in the club level and to be able to hear what the players in the field are saying.
Yes. You could hear everything.
You could hear all their checks. You could hear what they're yelling at each other. You could hear coaches yelling from the sideline.
Yes.
It was
there was
different.
Something that happened. I can't remember who it was during the game, but you heard like the words.
Mm-hmm.
The bombs being dropped as they came off.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, this is good stuff. And they were piping in. It sounded like airplane noise the entire time. It was really unique.
With that fake crowd noise.
Whatever that was. It just sounded terrible.
It was,
one time I've
unique.
done it. I never want to do that again. That unique experience. 7.5. Interesting. So, all right, let's take our first break. When we come back, let's talk a little Major League Baseball because we're seeing stuff that we haven't seen in a long time in baseball. In my opinion, being an old school baseball guy, I'm loving what I'm seeing too. Let's talk about that and a whole lot more when we return. Just to let you know, not only did I get one of those bats, I got 2 of those bats.
These are the brand that makes the members only bats. Yeah.
Is that what it is? So what they just launched, it's called Combat. My kids, Moats and I were just talking about this morning, and you guys listening out there, and maybe, I don't know, not as, maybe same as age or whatever. I don't remember when it switched, when you had to have like all these bats, drop 10, drop 8, drop 5, BB core, because now we're in BB core land. I just remember being like, you got the skinny bat, and then you got the big bat. Last night, my kids were hitting, and where they hit at, we were talking about different bats, and the guy they hit with, former Husker, playing the bigs, right? He had one of the old Easton Black Magics.
Oh,
that was the bat.
I was gonna say
those things were dangerous. They'd be dangerous today.
The Black Magic, and then the Stealth.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
GPX, Easton. Oh, they were so good.
The Stealth bat is one that I think whenever I think that super hot era of like the early 2000s where the ball just sounded different coming off the bat. And there's a 120 exit velo. Yeah. And it is the Combat, the country club members only. Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird though. So they unveiled this new drop today, which was like these car series. Let's call it the car series. They had like one called the
Racer.
You see him?
Yeah.
The Racer. And then the Stang. And then there was another one. Baja, maybe.
So which drop did you get?
I went in and I got one of I got not one of each. I got the Racer, the blue one, cool, and the Stang.
Yeah.
Those are the 2. The other one's cool. The Baja's cool, but it's basic, like a black bat. My kids, I'm like, I'm not even gonna tell him. He's gonna be fired up.
So I like seeing these because I now know what bats I'm gonna be seeing all over the high school diamonds this year. It does depend on the school, what the socioeconomic status of the school, what bats they're rocking with. But I saw a lot of these last year, these members only type combat sports, whatever they are.
I don't know. I don't know enough about them. I'm gonna.
All right, come back.
Welcome back in the morning hookup again. Happy hump day. Thanks for hanging out with us. Elijah. Werewolf. 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 KFORnow.com. Go put it in. Gents win 2K. You only got today and tomorrow and Friday. No, we're done.
Where does this rank among your Halloween songs?
I don't even know.
Monster Mash has got to be up there.
Yeah, so here's the...
But Monster Mash is overplayed, though. I love Monster Mash.
So here's the... Like, I've always said this, and I'm not going to poo-poo on Halloween. I just never was that kid, that guy. I'm not the dress-up guy. I've told you this story. I like to... I'm having more fun with Halloween as a parent. Now we're phasing out a little bit. Now we're turning into kids going to parties or things like that. I used to be able to get together when they were all young, get a group of dads together in the neighborhood, pull our wagons. I occasionally would have a backpack on, those camel backpacks. There was not water in my camel. It was a precise mixture. So I had a lot of fun doing that.
Precise mixture.
Precise. It's a lot of this, a little bit of that.
There's a couple of years where my parents would go out in the driveway. And this is once we were past the age of trick-or-treating, where you go sit out with the little bonfire in the front. My parents would have one of those mini kegs. And then we'd also have candy. So the kids would get candy. All the parents would get themselves a little solo cup with beer. Go walk around the neighborhood. That was a... We were a popular house in the block whenever we had the little mini keg of beer out front.
See, that's perfect. The kids used to always, especially like, so in the neighborhood, not close, but within range, kids were always excited because there were coaches in the area. And a lot of them, all of them were very nice, very, very nice when the kids would come around. All of them. Former ADs would be in the area, very, very polite to the kids. I will give them shout outs for that. Like, I'll never forget one. I'll tell one. Again, Coach Frost, cool. He was a cool dude with the kids. But we were in and around there walking, and there's like kids just coming up, and they're getting candy from his house. And there's a car that comes around that parks, and you look up, there he is. Grabs a bowl of candy and starts walking around, handing it out to the kids. Cool moment for those kids at that time. But it can get toxic if you're a coach handing out candy. I'll tell my quick other story about Halloween. A coach, I don't want to call him out. You'll probably be able to figure it out. A coach at one point, he'd bring his kid around. Dude, he was awesome. There was a game they played on Halloween night at Baylor. They came home. They were out running around, knocking the door like at 10 o'clock at night. There it was. There's head coach with his kid. I'm like, dude's awesome. As things progressed, they do where he lived. They go to his house. His candy be out front, handing it out. As it got really bad, the last year, the sign on the door said, "My candy is next door." Lights off, literally a sign that said, "My candy is next door." The neighbors were handing out, "This is from us. This is from Coach and his wife." How classic is that?
Don't blame him. I know exactly what you're talking about. Don't blame him.
What we don't blame right now is the crazy phenomenon that's happening in championship series in baseball right now. Holy pitching. Holy pitching. I don't know if Major League Baseball loves this or hates this. But what the Dodgers have done the last two games, actually through the last whatever series they played so far, their pitching has been phenomenal.
The Brewers have 5 hits this series.
The series. Blake Snell yesterday went 8 and gave up 1 hit. We got a complete game yesterday from Yamamoto. First complete since like 2017 that we've seen in Major League Baseball in the playoffs. He was incredible. Baffling. The guy. By the way, he gave up the run in the first, right? Home run in the first. Boy, it was phenomenal. But you're seeing great pitching across. Look at what the Mariners side. They're baffling the bats of the Blue Jays right now. Their bullpen has been really good. Their starters have been really good.
Who's on the bump tonight for the Mariners?
I think Bieber's on the bump for Toronto.
It is against
Kirby. Boy, remember Bieber's last time out. He has a 6.7 ERA in the playoffs.
Yeah, we did talk about this yesterday. That it feels like Mariners about to go up 3-0. And you never know in the postseason when emotions are running high, but this feels like, I mean, especially because you're going to be back in Seattle. It feels like it's Seattle 3-0 time. We may get some quick series for the World Series. That's what I saw from the Dodgers last night. It showed me that might be a quick series. I think Dodgers in 5 there. And if Seattle gets a win tonight, they might sweep.
This is like I watched this a lot last night, back and forth. Now my kids had to go hitting, and then I was at hitting. I was watching my phone. It wasn't just how dominant he was. You just haven't, like, the number of pitches were down for him. He went into he had only 97 pitches after the 8th inning. That's unheard of from Major League Baseball starting pitching right now. With the way the hitters hit now, the way that counts, all that. 65 pitches after the 5th, 76 pitches after the 6th, 89. Like, he went 11 pitches. He went 13 pitches. Then he went 8 pitches. Like, you got to be kidding me.
And look who you got coming up here. So, again, tonight, it's Kirby on the bump, taking on Bieber. Tomorrow, for the Mariners and Blue Jays, likely starters, Max Scherzer, Luis Castillo. That's a great pitching matchup. And who are the Dodgers going to roll with tomorrow? Likely Tyler Glasnow. We don't know who the Brewers are going to roll with, but, I mean,
look at what the Dodgers, like, you're talking about Glasnow in game, 3?
Mm-hmm.
And then they're going to get Shohei in 4?
Mm-hmm.
It's keeping if there's a deficiency of the Dodgers, you're not seeing it right now because the bullpen is staying put. Their bullpen is staying put. That's the difference. But it's just baffling to me to watch, and I'm loving it.
A Mariners-Dodgers World Series, which is where I think we're heading, which I said that before the postseason even started.
You're on record. You're on record.
I'm on record. I'll go pull the tape, but I'm on record. That would be fun. I'd enjoy that. A West Coast World Series. I'd be pulling for Seattle all the way. But that Dodgers team, it's a unit. It's just a unit. You might get them in a game, but it feels unthinkable to me that you'll get them over the course of 4 to go win a 7-game series.
Something else yesterday. The Dodgers are hitting the baseball too. Max Muncy again last night, which is crazy. These players, like Max Muncy's a really good player, but they show up in the postseason. That was last night. He hit a home run, his 14th postseason home run. Franchise record. Incredible. 14th home run.
My uncle's a big Max Muncy fan. I don't know why. Feels like a kind of halfway obscure player to be a fan of, but he's just been.
Wait a minute. You wake up and go, I like Max Muncy.
You say he likes how he plays. I don't know. I'm not,
Has he done research? I'm impressed.
Every year I get the text about why he likes Max Muncy. I don't know why.
I want to know more.
I'm looking up if there's any information that would connect him back to my uncle. But I'm telling you,
is there some lineage here? Like, what's going on?
I doubt Uncle John's out there listening, but
Uncle Jake,
if he is, Uncle John, I'm awaiting the text this year about how much you love Max Muncy. I feel like I've gotten it once every year for about the past 4 years about his appreciation for Max Muncy and how he plays the game. but yeah, Max Muncy, he's 35 years old. Wow.
I don't know. I don't get it. Max Muncy. But again, it's been incredible watching these pitching performances. Something that baseball hasn't seen in a while. Last complete games. I didn't know what to call them anymore. Because you see so much in baseball right now of load management in innings.
Because third time through the order, we got to get
third time through the order,
going.
the analytics of this or that. It's refreshing to see a little bit of guys that can actually go and like they're okay going further down. Now,
it's like
it helps a little bit because you have a Dodgers lineup that can hit their way out of things. So the Dodgers, I believe, have a competitive advantage when you look at their lineup. If they go down 3 or 4-0, this lineup can hit their way back into things. You saw that in the was that in the Phillies series?
Mm-hmm.
They hit their way back into those. The Phillies led in like 3 of those games.
And you got to, at this point in the season, I feel like over the course of 162 games, I understand why you go analytics. Because with a 162 game sample size, no one single moment or one single game is going to define the season. It is the law of averages across 162. But whenever you get into a postseason series, I feel like you got to have feel. Like the Tigers, whenever it was Scooble's time, it was the lineup's turning over to the third time, and he's at 90-something pitches. So you got to have some feel and say, this guy's dealing. We can rock with him for another inning.
Like, you need your dudes. You need, again, I would compare. Like, I don't know if it's a good comparison or not. But it's like golf versus the Ryder Cup, like a regular tournament versus the Ryder Cup. It's like regular season versus postseason here. You need your dudes to be dudes. Stretch a little bit longer because there is a lot of chess being played throughout a 7-game series or a 5, whatever, right? Whatever the series is. Extend those guys. Now, maybe, like you said, the analytics to 162 games has paid off for teams like the Dodgers who have tank stuff left in the tank with arms. But they were incredible. 5 hits in the series for the Brewers, who are a good hitting baseball club. And it doesn't get any easier. You look up and see Glass now and Ohtani.
We'll see.
I don't know.
Ernesto's hanging out with us here.
Oh, let's go. What up, Ernesto?
Hey, guys. How y'all doing?
I'm good. I'm good. You called because you heard me do a Scott Frost reference, didn't you?
No, I actually got a call at work. Tell me what you said.
Oh,
Talking about Halloween.
Halloween. He used to be around the close to the neighborhood, and they would all go visit his house. And he was really good with the kids. He would pop out and say hi to the kids a lot.
Okay, well, Bill, you know what I used to dress up at Halloween every year, right? It will remain unsaid. It's been said enough. Hey, you guys need an evening show for the young guns. I'm telling you. We can call it Justice, Elijah, and YZ in the place to be.
Woo, look at you. I love it.
But I heard you talking about the bats, man. Remember the combat bat?
Yeah, those are still around, but now they are so popular. They only do them in drops, and they sell out so fast. Like, you got to get in line and have VIP access and all this stuff now.
Well, my son had one. Well, he used like the community bat in the All-Stars, and he was the smallest player, best hitter on the team, but they had to find a place for him to play any base. At the first All-Star game, he was the last guy in the lineup, jacked a home run. I mean, those should have been illegal back then, but dangerous.
They are dangerous.
And Devin Lloyd calf injury. Yep, yeah, they were. And Devin Lloyd calf injury. He's not going to London, so I think we got to buy after that. So he's going to stay here and get treatment. Hopefully, we can go 2-1 in that stretch. And Elijah, I want to hear your signature punch out. You know, when somebody strikes out and looking.
I'll turn the mic down here. So we're going punch out here.
Punch out.
I'll get the video for the stream watchers as well. You're going. I go right in front with the right hand. Hey, hey. It's hard sitting down. It's hard whenever I'm not in the moment. But
yes.
That's the best I can give you right now.
That's really good.
Yeah, absolutely. You want to hear my punch out for this call?
Oh God,
let's go.
Sure.
Bang! I'm out of here. Woo!
Bang! Never a dull moment on this show, and I love every bit of it.
Now, the question, I think, for the baseball purists out there, do you prefer the 1-syllable or the 2-syllable punch out? I'm a 2-syllable guy. You know?
I like the
some just go 3.
No, I like to slight what you just did.
Hey.
To me, here when I close my eyes, I like the slight pause because you know what's coming.
Hey. Yeah. Because like whenever you're sitting back there, you got that pause, you know, whenever the first one comes in, where it hits the glove, you take that step to the side, put the hand out, hey, and you got that nice pause. But then when 3 comes in, it's quick. Like people want to know. Like they see that thing come over the plate and they think, oh, that's a strike. We're going quick. Hey.
I was watching the game the other day. It was Blue Jays Mariners. First inning. I don't know if you caught it. It was the earlier game. 4 or 5 o'clock game, whatever.
Blue Jays Mariners, okay.
Yeah,
Game one.
Game one. And I'm sure you've had this situation. And even the announcers said it. It's like 1-2, slider comes, boom. Like hitter takes off 2 steps towards the
there's
dugout.
a Rosarena, yeah.
And he goes, "There's only one person in here that did not think that was a strike, and it was the umpire." If you ever had that, we're like, "Oh, all right, you ever change your mind?" You're like, "Well, he thinks it was."
No,
go sit down.
Change my mind? No.
No, go sit down. Hey, if you want to sit down, go sit down.
There's definitely been some that come across and they're real tight, and I go, I don't know, I might have gotten that one wrong.
It's because they showed it again with the boxing round. I'm like, yeah.
I think I caught the corner.
Yeah.
Or Rosarena thought it did too. But
I just love how but again, constant professional. The gentleman behind the plate never broke character, just stared.
Yep.
I love the hand too. when they do that? When you guys do that as an umpire?
Look back in the box. Still got a game to play here.
Hey,
Yeah.
yes, you may.
Hey, as an umpire, I'm not going to be perfect. And there's definitely some of those that come across and I go, either way I call that, I'm going to get yelled at.
Oh, that's such good stuff.
But I love the catchers. So there's, the catchers that know their stuff. So I'll talk to the catcher before the first inning. I'll say, hey,
it's conversations.
if there's anything that you or your pitcher want, I'm not giving it to you. Talk to me. I'll listen to you back here. Just know if I give it to you, I'm giving it to their team as well. And I'll also let you know I'm going to have the same conversation with the other catcher because, hey, this is high school baseball. The pitcher's going to have their spots that they like targeting, and it's going to make the game a lot more enjoyable for everybody. If I know where their target zones are going to be, and I know what they want, I'm going to give it what they want. But you have the catchers that will sit there and it's eyes forward. They catch it, they stick it, they toss it back, and then they say, while still looking forward, where'd you have that one? And I go, okay, you want that one. I know now. I know now.
Are you okay taking it from the dugout too? I always ask, hey, where'd it miss?
Don't ask me, ask your catcher.
I always ask the umpire. I always get it because I'm so nice to people.
I
will ask sometimes if it's like stuck. I'm like, hey, I'll look at the kid, go, hey, are you setting up outside?
That mental game. I hate that mental game.
Also, are you on foul balls? Are you throwing it back? Or are you putting the catcher's glove?
It depends on if the catcher runs forward or not. If the catcher is still set up if he stands up, I'll toss it myself. If he stays sitting down, it's right in his hand.
Because we've had umpires that are like dead set on, I'm not making that throw.
And then there's one. It was a Husker game this year. I think it was the Oregon State game where that home plate umpire was dead set on throwing it back himself.
Was he the lefty? I don't know. I remember one and during that series, he was rocking it back.
Yeah. And what was funny was I think it was Haligza who's back there catching, and he kept on putting the hand up, and then he'd see the ball come flying over his head, zip back to the pitcher, and he'd give a little fake half toss back and go back. If I saw that as an umpire, I am giving it to the catcher.
I got you.
There's nothing more embarrassing as an umpire. I would say making a bad call, but it's not that.
Mm-hmm.
That's not the most embarrassing thing. The most embarrassing thing is whenever you have to show off the cannon back to the pitcher and you overthrow him, and now the second baseman's got to go pick up the ball. It's like, all right, I'm an idiot. I'm not gonna do that again.
Too bad YZ's not here today, by the way, because there's a story out of baseball that's probably going to make him upset.
Is it about the Red Sox?
Yes.
I missed it.
Sources now are saying veteran infielder Alex Bregman will be opting out of his contract and becoming a free agent.
Maybe that's why he's sick today. You saw that news. I'm not coming into work.
I think he has doesn't he have a couple? I don't know. He's whatever clause is, he is doing it and he's going to test free agency. The upcoming free agent class, the way it looks, if they choose to go the route, now add Bregman to it. Kyle Tucker, Pete Alonso, who has already said he's testing the market. Bo Bichette, Kyle Schwarber.
Actually, there's an interesting story. Have you seen the story from Jeff Passan on how the Brewers and Dodgers series could affect the next labor battle coming in 2027?
Oh, no, tell me more.
Should we take a break and we'll
let's do that. Let's take a break and we'll come back. We'll do some there's some NFL stuff out there. There's a little Major League Baseball. We'll do that and a whole lot more when we return.
I'll give you a quick primer on the story as well.
Okay, give me is it out there on X? Twitter?
Yes.
Okay,
Jeff Passan tweeted it. I think it was.
I do follow a little Jeff Passan.
You tweeted it out late on Monday night.
Jeff Passan. Here we go. Let's go down. Yeah.
This one's got a link. The NLCS begins tonight is the first couple words of it. And it kind of gets into how the owners want a salary cap. Because the Brewers are a lower salary team, the Dodgers are a higher salary team. So the take is that the take is if the Dodgers go and dominate in this series as they have been, that it's going to give more reason for the owners to want to institute a full salary cap in baseball, which players are super against.
Right here.
How do you feel about a salary cap in baseball?
I don't. Yes.
I think it's time.
Yeah, it is time.
And
It's also time to get rid of.
Maybe not a hard cap, but like what you have in maybe a luxury tax. If you're over a certain dollar amount, you should have to. Every dollar you spend, 50 cents goes back to Major League Baseball. Some sort of luxury tax that somewhat levels the playing field.
Concur. Agree.
I don't love a hard salary cap for baseball because I don't think that's what baseball is.
I think baseball is all messed up because of guaranteed contracts. It's played into it myself. Don't you think, like, I don't know, the owners want it too?
Oh, the owner's ready.
It's a wild west.
It's the players that don't, because the players don't want their salaries to be limited because you're getting these billion-dollar contracts.
Saw something that there was a tweet that went out. Like there's 3 starting pitchers of the Dodgers have like an $87 million whatever this year contract deals, and like the entire roster of like the Brewers are 80 million.
Well, in the Brewers, of their 26 players, 15 coming via trade. I think it's 8 for the Dodgers, I believe is what it says in there. It's somewhere in the story how many they have.
Right here. It says of the 20. You're right. Of the 26, 15 came via trade,
which just kind of underscores how little leverage the Brewers have in free agency because they're a small market team.
Wow. Team. At least one major league free agent. They have one major league free agent, Jose Quintana.
It was like a what?
$4 million deal.
Yeah.
How do you live off that? That's incredible. My trio. That's a story for later.
Did you also watch this? We're back in about 20 seconds here, but did you also watch the cinematic recap of Maryland and Nebraska?
I did.
What do you think of Ja'Cory Barney's little halftime speech?
I love it. Dude, they're locked in.
That was one of those like not intense halftime speech. That was one of those like
just came
off the top. Hey, we're gonna come in here and we're gonna take everything that's theirs.
I watched it right after. I'll tell you, I bring that up because I watched a movie last night or the night before.
We're coming back here.
Okay, we go. Welcome back in the morning hookup. Did you know I saw this morning too. Speaking of baseball, we're gonna get into a little bit more baseball, but both those series, by the way, 2-0, won by the visiting team. That's only the second time in postseason history that's happened. That the road team has gone and got 2 at the home team in the championship. That's crazy. That puts you in a hole because now going back, looking at those, because of the way the format is, those teams might not have to go back anywhere. Seattle, because it's 2-3-2.
Which is it time to go to what other?
I love 2-2-2-1.
2-2-1-1-1.
Yes, I love that. 2-2-1-1-1. Yes, I love it.
Which involves more travel, but it's the modern era. And I understand baseball is on playing back-to-back nights. And is it tough to ask a team to travel and then still play back-to-back nights? Yes.
Well, how did they do the wild card series? Back to back to back. Because they play it. I think that's one of the dumbest things they do is play all 3 games at the higher seeded site.
Mm-hmm.
I hate that.
You should probably go 1-1-1 with a wild card series.
Yeah. Which is I know there's logistics, but still make it where it's right.
But look at the money these teams are spending. They clearly have the money to buy a chartered flight to get the teams where they need to be.
Well,
in minor league baseball, they're taking a bus for 14 hours, then they're playing a game that night.
Yeah, let's talk to Brett Jody what he thinks about
it. I think it's time for 2-2-1-1-1 in baseball.
I agree. There's enough time to figure it out without drawing out the series into November.
And what happened? The lower seeded team, the team without home field advantage, they win that one game and they can go win the series. If they win one game away from home, they can win the series because they got 3 games back at home now. I don't love that. I don't love that.
2-3-2. Like these series, for all intents and purposes, when you look at the series that are going right now, they're not going back. I don't see it going back to Toronto, and I don't see it going to Milwaukee or back to LA. That done.
Look, and how far behind? Hey, if you're Toronto, I think the message from Major League Baseball is we better take care of business at home. But it's not going back. I don't know. I understand why they do it because baseball is built on playing on back-to-back nights. But I think you can travel and still play back-to-back nights. Both teams are in the same disadvantage.
Jeff Passan, the article that we looked at, you are dug into it just a little bit so far, talking about the labor battle that is upcoming.
It's after the 2026, before the 2027 season.
And you look at the markets and the teams that might be in these series coming up. The Dodgers with a $500 million payroll. Wild west of, I got the cash. No, then there's no penalty. I win. And then teams like the Brewers or whoever, Seattle, that don't want to invest or don't have. It's really hard to play against those. I feel like I'm talking about college football in Ohio State again.
In baseball, similar to college football, is not a sport where you have had insane amounts of parity. It feels like you have your couple teams at the top and then everyone else. That's how baseball's always been. Mm-hmm. So I don't believe in a hard salary cap, which I think is what the owners are going to push for in 2027. If they're writing this article now, Passan's pretty locked in. I think that means that there is going to be a strong push from the owners for a salary cap in 2027. Mm-hmm. Players don't want that because players want to make the maximum amount of money. And if you're putting a cap on how much a roster can be, you're putting a cap on what their contracts can be. Players are not going to go for that.
They're not. The players union will balk at that.
That's why
immediately.
I have what the NBA has kind of done with the luxury tax and the apron and the second apron, where the NBA has a harder salary cap than I think baseball would institute. I am going to look for baseball to institute something along those same lines where, hey, if your roster costs more than $250 million, every dollar that you spend on top of that, you're going to have to spend 50 cents goes back to the league office. Mm-hmm. 50 cents goes to something, goes to charity, whatever it may be. You got to spend some sort of tax. If you want to have this big money roster, hey, if you want to spend $500 million on your roster, you're actually going to spend $800 million because it's going to be $300 million that goes elsewhere. So, hey, if you want to spend that much money, by all means you can. That's how baseball works. That's how that's the tradition of baseball. But some sort of slight deterrent from having a team like the Dodgers that just goes and outspends everybody by double or triple.
Well, there's got to be a deterrent. Say, oh, I know that if I do this, this happens. It's your decision if you decide to do that. Because right now we're just writing checks that are burying other teams. Baseball is in the world of the haves are the haves. And it's very far and few between that you get the have-nots that make runs, right? Mm-hmm. You can come into baseball season every year and go, well, those are the 5 teams that are going to compete in this thing. For a long time.
One of the best underdog stories in the last 30 years, they made a movie about it, Moneyball.
Yeah.
How does Moneyball end? They lose.
They
lose to a big market team.
It's like the movie, what is it called? The Breakup. My one day I don't know, somebody was watching the movie, go, what happens? I go, guess what? They're gonna break up. Moneyball, they lose. It's not a practice anymore. Those teams that are like that, all their work, like I don't know, the Moneyball teams, they made a lot of money. I think people could look at the Royals for a long time. Right? They popped up, got themselves a World Series, but before that, they didn't have to really do it because they were making money. Well, and they were okay being like a farm system for everybody else.
And the Royals are one of the unique stories in that they really did have a system of how they played baseball that was different than everybody else, with how much they were stealing back then. And they had a couple of great players that they had great value contracts on, but they are one of the very few success stories of a small market team that was able to go take down the big dogs. It's rare, and it's getting rarer with just how much money the Dodgers can go and spend, how much money the Yankees can go and spend, how much money the Red Sox can go and spend. The Astros.
They just, I mean, you look at, there's a great website out there if you've ever used it. It's called Spot Track. You ever looked at that one? Yeah. And it drops down. Maybe we'll get into this a little bit. It drops down payrolls for all the big teams, for everybody out there. They're interesting to look at because baseball, you can go to those payrolls and go, those are the 5 that are going to compete. Those are the 5 that are not. Those are the ones who have no chance.
I think Ryan says it best. He says baseball needs a salary cap because he knew the Dodgers would win 162 games ago.
Payroll. I love looking at payroll. When you look at it, team payroll, active 25-man payroll right now, $240 million by the Dodgers. Go to the bottom of that. Oh, there's some bad one. Miami never competing again. 22 mil. Baltimore. I mean, look at the teams at the bottom. The teams are at the bottom of the ones. Like the Reds are in there. Made the playoffs, but guess what? Not competing.
But how'd their season end? They lost to the Dodgers.
Lost to the Dodgers. Oh, you guys are awesome. Fast moving first hour. Thanks for hanging out with us. Coming up, Husker legend Henry T. Buchanan. We'll look at some more Huskers, what the coordinators had to say in some NFL. There's a lot going on. So you guys hang out with us. We'll be right back.
Your hunt, they just kind of point and say, I think it's this shelf over here. But when I go to Handyman, they'll take you right to it.
You've got your very own Handyman to help remodel your home.
I had them guide me along and say, well, what's this thing made out of? I needed a handyman to let me know what was best for mounted underneath the countertop for my kitchen. But I did buy everything because it's good quality. My sink is amazing. We got a great faucet. It was a Moen. I wanted a nice, streamlined, clean look. That's why I went with Handyman. Full remodel, top to bottom. It's not our house anymore. It's our home. Thanks to Handyman for giving it that feel.
You still have time to update your home before the holidays. Check out our working displays and save on all kitchen faucets and Onyx vanity tops in October. For the very best in bathrooms, come to Handyman under the arch on Sun Valley Boulevard, Lincoln.
Handyman.
Hi, it's me, Flo, here to tell you that with the Progressive Home and Auto Bundle, you get 24/7 protection, so you're covered no matter where the day takes you.
Even bad hair day?
Yep.
And tree branch fell on my car day?
Especially that day. Progressive has you covered 24/7 for your home and auto.
How about thought it was chicken, but it was tuna day? Or overnight construction outside my bedroom day?
Those days too.
Great, because that was each day this week.
Been there. Well, at least your home and auto are covered every day with Progressive.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states.
145 over 92.
180 over 111. I had a heart attack and a cardiac arrest and then a stroke.
Your blood pressure numbers could change your life. Lowering your high blood pressure could save you from a heart attack or stroke. If you've stopped your treatment plan, restart it or talk to your doctor about creating one that works better for you. Start taking the right steps at manageyourbp.org.
Now I'm, trying to get better, stronger than ever.
Brought to you by the American Heart Association, American Medical Association, and the Ad Council.
I'm back to doing what I love and more, thanks to the Good Feet store.
Do you want to be more active and start exercising, but cannot because you know you're going to have pain or discomfort? I'm a martial artist, a pilot, mountain biker, hiker. The thing that brings me down is my feet. When my wife finally talked me into going into the Good Feet store, the salesperson there immediately started investing himself in my problem. This is not something that you could solve online. There's got to be somebody there that can help you find that fit. You put in the arch supports and your day becomes better and the clouds go away and it's a good life. I wear them all the time. Good Feet has saved the day.
You deserve a better life too. Come into the Good Feet store today. Visit the store at 27th and Pine Lake Road across from South Point Mall near PetSmart or at goodfeet.com.
Thanks to the Good Feet store.
Good Feet, because you deserve comfort in your life. Good Feet products are proudly made in the USA.
Lincoln's local news, talk, sports, and weather station. FM 101.5, 1240 AM, KFOR, and KFRX HD3, Lincoln.
From ABC News, I'm Wayne Cabot. The government shutdown is why Speaker Mike Johnson says he can't swear in the newly elected Arizona Congresswoman. Adelina Grijalva is the key vote on forcing the release of the Jeffrey Epstein files. And this morning on Capitol Hill, she said that Johnson's making excuses to avoid that sensitive issue.
Earlier this year, Speaker Johnson swore in 2 Republicans from Florida with less than 24 hours after their elections during a pro forma session. There is no reason other than politics that Arizona should be treated differently.
Israel is still waiting on Hamas to hand over remains.
We saw a few of the hostage families still waiting for closure, and they want Israel and America to not forget that their loved ones have still not been returned. Today, the first funeral for one of those captives, his parents waiting over 2 years to finally bury their son.
ABC's Ian Panel in Tel Aviv. ChatGPT is becoming a new destination for Walmart shoppers. ABC's Mike Dubusky has details on a new deal.
Under the new agreement, online shoppers will be able to browse Walmart's catalog, even check out with their purchases without ever leaving the ChatGPT app. Walmart also gets an AI chatbot, which makes use of OpenAI's technology on its website. It marks OpenAI's latest move into e-commerce. Last month, it announced shoppers will be able to purchase items on Etsy through ChatGPT, and an integration with Shopify is coming soon as well. Mike Dubusky, ABC News.
We've had a lot of extreme weather. We may be getting more. Carbon dioxide in the atmosphere hit new record highs last year, and the World Meteorological Organization says CO2 growth rates have tripled since the 1960s, causing more extreme weather. A mosquito bite brings the first domestic case of chikungunya, the virus, in 6 years. A person from Long Island got it. It's unclear how. You're listening to ABC News.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy. In 2011, I founded Wesley Financial Group with one goal in mind, to help honest folks out of their timeshares permanently. Today, I run Wesley with my two sons, a real family business, treating every client and every employee like we'd want our own family treated. That philosophy has helped us grow into the largest, most trusted timeshare cancellation company in the United States. Fortune magazine even recognized us as one of the best places to work. Why? Because we genuinely care. In fact, some of our former clients were so moved by their experience working with us, they joined our team so they could help others to timeshare freedom. If you're stuck in a timeshare, give us a call. Let our family help your family.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit kit. 800-549-8866. 800-549-8866. 800-549-8866.
An overnight pursuit in North Lincoln. Good morning. I'm Jeff Motes. We're at 63 degrees at KFOR. A Lincoln man is in custody after fleeing a vehicle that was involved in a pursuit with Lincoln police. This happened around 12:30 this morning, starting in the area of Tuesland Avenue and Adams Street, then later going by the area of 33rd and Huntington before ending at 33rd and Gladstone, just north of Cornhusker Highway.
The vehicle was followed for a short distance before stop sticks and tire deflation devices were employed.
Captain Dwayne Winkler tells KFOR News 49-year-old Robert Burris was arrested after a short chase for burglary and criminal mischief. The burglary happened earlier this week. Happening right now, members of the Nebraska Public Service Commission are holding a public hearing that's over a Black Hills energy rate increase. Black Hills filed an application with the PSC seeking a rate increase of nearly $35 million, which could increase fixed customer charges and distribution charges, the rates regulated by the commission. KFOR News is following this story. We'll have more details later on. Advocates for All Nebraskans this week officially launched their signature gathering campaigns for a couple of constitutional amendment proposals. One is for winner take all when it comes to presidential elections, and the other would be for hand counting ballots in all elections. The winner take all amendment would mean that whoever gets the most votes statewide in Nebraska for president would get all of Nebraska's electoral votes. The hand count ballots amendment would require that ballots be counted by people rather than relying on machines. One opponent to that, Civic Nebraska, said in a statement on Tuesday, quote, "It would be a waste of taxpayer money, invite chaos, corruption, and human error, and undermine the trust in the very elections it claims to protect," end quote. Lincoln's first forecast today, partly sunny and a slight chance of showers lingering on with a high of 82. Clear sky tonight, a low of 65. Tomorrow, sunny and breezy and a high of 82. I'm Jeff Motes, KFOR News.
Time for your shot at $2,000 with KFOR's Pumpkin Payout. Just enter this hour's word at KFORnow.com for your chance to win $2,000 from KFOR. Here's this hour's winning word.
Curse. That's curse. C-U-R-S-E. Curse.
Enter that word at KFORnow.com, and you could be today's Pumpkin Payout winner of $2,000 from KFOR.
Uh-oh, Brad's buzzed.
Oh, yeah? Yeah, he's starting with the woots. And now a speech.
I just want to say that friendship is about heart and brain. Who's with me?
Good thing is, he knows when he's buzzed.
And my brain is saying, when it's time to go home, somebody call me a ride.
Love that guy.
Me too.
This is the Morning Hookup on KFOR.
Welcome back in the Morning Hookup, hour number 2. Bill Huck's Elijah Herbal. The keyword, curse. CURSE, KFOR now.com. Go put it in, curse. Do you believe in him?
I believe in the curse of the Edmund Fitzgerald.
Because a lot of Husker fans are throwing the word curse out right now. They're cursing the media for all the national coach role maybe leaving. They're cursing surrender white uniforms.
Do you believe?
I do not.
Okay, because they're going to be a little different this week.
They all curse. They curse alternate uniforms. Nobody, blackout. We're never going to do a blackout.
These all white uniforms this week, they're not going to be the traditional. They're going to have a little touch of pink to them for breast cancer awareness.
Yeah. Curse.
So watch for that. You heard it first from Elijah.
Curse, Elijah. Curse you.
Maybe that's what they need to change the curses. They were on the all whites, but they got pink in there.
I sent it. They're
not gonna be white and red. They're gonna be white, red, and pink.
Oh gosh, flip them. They're gonna be upside down now. I sent it to my buddy that were wearing the whites, and he just simply text back GBR ? It wasn't excited, like exclamation ?
You know what Nebraska's wearing the last time they won in Minneapolis, though?
Those uniforms, minus the pink.
But Nebraska, I believe, is 5-15 all time.
Don't curse. CURSE.
You weren't around in '92.
No,
the Marv Seiler game.
I mean, I was around, but not around here.
I was not around for it. I've heard enough about
you
the
were
Marv
like
Seiler game.
10 years later or something.
7. So that was 6, 7. No, I've heard enough about the Marv Seiler game to know I should fear that man and fear that name and that he is still running. Yeah. If anyone out there was watching that game, I'm sure they would know. I have made a point of it to not watch the highlights of that game, the full game broadcast. I'm sure it's somewhere. Not going to do it.
Nope, don't. But you can go put the keyword in curse, CURSE, right now. Chance to win $2K. Hey, you know something else? I love to listen to conversations that, again, we're going back to Nebraska. Unity. I don't know if anybody got a chance to hear Dane Key talk yesterday. Talking about a gentleman that just gets it, and this team gets it. When he uses the words no block, no rock, he knows what he's got to do. He's out there trying to put good stuff on tape. He's not out there pouting because he recorded no catches against Michigan State. He's simply about what? Winning. Look what this team's doing. We're winning. To me, that's more the unity conversation that's happening inside those buildings. I just had a lot of interesting fun, like listening to him talk. Or Barney's halftime speech. Those are like outer body experiences that, unless you've done it, been there, been in a room, you don't understand where those come from. Right? They're just moments where something jumps inside of you and you become a voice. And it's a unique voice because they're not used to hearing that voice. It's like when you talk to mom and dad. Mom and dad hear a numbing sound a lot. So go back. This pisses me off all the time because my kids do it to me all the time. You'll teach them something, whether it be pitching, throwing, hitting. All right. They'll go to a hitting coach. Dad, guess what I learned? What have we been talking about?
I taught you that last week.
Last night. But those are the different things you hear when kids or whatever, they step up and do that. It's a spark.
Well, it's not just the message. One of the things I always learned growing up was it's not what you say, it's how you say it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's who says it.
And it's also, by the way, you earn the right to say those things. Because if you're not putting in the work and you doing what you're supposed to be doing as an athlete, as a person, as a human being, you're not going to be heard. Barney earned the right to say what he said and how it went down.
You know what Ja'Cory Barney did in Michigan State whenever the momentum was away from the team? He went and made a play.
Mm-hmm.
And
Speaks volumes.
Dylan talked about it. The fact that it was an out and up for Ja'Cory, that wasn't the route. He went and made a play. He saw what was going down in the backfield and said, I see a space in the defense here. I'm going to go up the field, and I know Dylan's going to expect me there. He went and made a play. It means a little bit more when Dane Key makes that one-handed catch on the goal line. Hey, next time he speaks to the team, you think it's going to mean something whenever he talks about going and making winning plays? He made a winning play. You earn the right to say those types of things.
Well, it's just the things you say, too. Like Dane Key talked yesterday about, again, the no block, no rock. He even alludes to the fact that perimeter blocking is going to be critical against Minnesota's defense. Him saying that is letting every receiver know, hey, it ain't about just catching the ball and we got to catch the ball. We got to run good routes, but we also have got to do the blocking in the perimeter because they're going to be physical. And, so we got to do our job out there. PJ Fleck said it yesterday, too, a little bit yesterday, I believe, about their lack of ability to tackle, which alludes kind of well for Nebraska. Get on the outside. They can't tackle.
Did you by chance hear what Mike Locksley had to talk about post-game on Saturday?
I don't remember.
So he said something interesting. He was asked what went awry for them on those final two drives. And the first and only thing he circled was tackling. And think about it. Poor tackling on the Emmett Johnson run.
Mm-hmm.
Dana talked about yesterday. Made 10 guys miss. If you're from Maryland's perspective, 10 guys missed a tackle.
Yep. 10 missed tackles on one play.
You let Lindenmar get about 15 extra yards because of poor tackling. Like, that was the thing that Mike Locksley circled, was the fact that their team did not tackle well in those final two possessions. And what PJ Fleck mentioned yesterday was the fact that they've been a little Jekyll and Hyde, where some games this year they've been really good tacklers and other games they've been atrocious. You as the offense, you can make another team a bad tackling team with the talent that you have. Now, hey, sometimes you just run into a team like Michigan where it doesn't matter what you do. They're just a well-coached, fundamental, great tackling team. Whenever I hear a team like Minnesota that, hey, some games we've been good tacklers, other games we haven't, I think, okay, whenever you play good competition and good offensive skill talent, you struggle to tackle, okay. I just think it's interesting that Fleck circled that after Locksley talked about it post-game, saying the fact that what lost him that football game was poor tackling.
Yeah, and again, we know everybody works on the same stuff. Nebraska's talked about tackling at times, a lot of times. It'll be an interesting game. Obviously, running the football, blocking on the perimeter, blocking up front. You have a feeling just over time in the history of this game, that's where it's going to be won and lost again. Pretty much like every football game. In the trenches, on the edges, quarterback pressures.
Matt Rule said it, blocking and tackling. Can you block him? Can you tackle him?
It's simple, right?
Football is a simple game, isn't it?
Yeah.
For as complex as it feels, football is a simple game.
It is a simple game. And I think it just like life and in games you learn. Dana, interesting comments about running the football. Was that yesterday too?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have that it's just a lesson about no matter where you're at, what position you're in, if you're a head coach, if you're a coordinator, if you're working a retail job or a restaurant job, always be learning, always be looking and learning. Because this comment told you everything you need to know with a guy that's in his 50s.
Yeah.
Still learning.
I think it starts with Maryland's athleticism off the edge. I wasn't going to look at what I'd looked at the previous 2 weeks. I mean, we had to do something different. I wish I would have had that mindset probably the previous couple of weeks, but when we just really challenged everybody involved. I thought our receivers blocked as good as they've blocked. That matters. The tight ends are getting better. Emmett ran hard. The young kids got in there and ran hard. And then obviously everything starts up front, and right from the get-go, you knew that our mentality was a little bit different when it comes to that. And it just makes it so much easier for me to be patient and stick with it when you're getting good positive yards. We only had a couple of TFLs. I think two is what we ended up having, 1 sack and 1 negative play on Heinrich's edge play that we snapped him the ball and his both his tight ends whiffed. I guess they were mad at him for something that happened in the tight end room. But it just makes me more comfortable, and you just stick with it and stay with it when it looks good. You know, I mean, when you're moving the ball, you know, and that stuff looks good, then we definitely want to stick with it. So I think we took a real jump in the right direction when it comes to that.
That's so transparent. And I love it. He's telling you everything you need to know without calling people out. If we're good up there, we can do things. If we're not, we got to change mentality. He's not going to give you the constant definition of insanity. Do your job. Do well up front or on the perimeter. My playbook, my mentality opens up.
And Nebraska's shown this year, when they can run the football, they move the ball almost better than any other offense in the country.
Yes.
So you can go as far as say, hey, if you do your job up front and Emmett does his job at the running back position, you're just going to win.
At what point is a player, like you were a lineman again in high school, and you hear the noise, that it just becomes, I'm pissed off. We're going to change the narrative conversations.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? You hear the noise. Like this line, I know that people are stupid. I'm not going there. I think, I can't even say his last name. Levitsky talked about people in his DMs. Like, they hear the noise. By the way, that's dumb and stupid. If you're doing that, quit doing it. But at some point, as an athlete, I mean, it could be at your job. If you keep telling you're bad at it, I keep teaching you the same skills. At some point, you just got to take over and be an athlete.
Well,
be a dude.
It's a different level, obviously. But I go back to my high school football days, which, not to open the yearbook up too much here, but it's relevant to this conversation. Mm-hmm. Lincoln Southeast had gone on probably 4 straight bad seasons. Mm-hmm. And we were 6 years off of winning a state championship. Mm-hmm. And then I think we had 4 straight years of either 500 or below. My entire high school career, you felt that. You're down on playing freshman and sophomore ball, and you're seeing the varsity teams. Man, that's not going to be us. The motivation that it gives the team whenever you hear that outside noise and you see it, you know, man, team can't run the football. An offensive line, and they're not doing great. It depends on how you use that. But the outside noise, if you channel it correctly, it's motivation. It's motivation to get better. It's a reason to get up and do the hard things.
Mm-hmm. It's a reason to eat right or get up and hydrate and get to sleep. It's like, all right.
It comes down to culture. But those outside things can be motivating factors to get you over the hump, to go be out working the other teams out there.
Yes.
Because, hey, I hear this outside noise. It might not be wrong, but we're going to go prove them wrong. Yeah.
Well,
don't we put in Monday through Friday and then what we go do on Saturday.
Don't make them be right.
Prove them wrong.
Don't make them be right. I said that a lot in my life. Don't make them be right. Why are you letting them be right? Maybe you're not good enough, but don't let them be right.
Maybe you're not good enough right now.
Right now, but don't let them be right.
Don't let them be right. You still have time. Use it.
Let them be right.
Fuel you. Well, I want to get Henry T's take on this.
We are. Let's take a break. When we come back, we'll jump in with the Husker legend, Henry T. Buchanan.
What's up, fellas?
ETT, what up, brother?
What's happening?
Living the dream.
Oh, man, same here.
Oh,
trying to cool down a little bit here.
Oh, what are you in? Is it 82?
A little higher.
Cool down. See a few things in the chat. Morning, Troy. Oh, man. Hope your wife's okay, man. It said she got a T-bone on the way to work. Hope she's okay. The Dodgers are looking like the team they paid for. Yes. Man, I'm glad she's okay. Should be lucky. Good gosh.
Yeah.
Be careful out there driving for sure. My goodness.
I don't see the chat coming up.
Not coming up there?
No. I don't know. Maybe it'll pop up.
It's definitely cool down here. It's been in the 60s.
Oh. Yeah, it's not even that overnight yet. So
we are touching 80 this afternoon.
Are we touching 80 today?
Which it didn't feel like it when you got up this morning, did it?
No. My kids were throwing on sweatshirts this morning.
Yep. Those brutal. Well, the fall, y'all in the middle of your best time of the year. That fall weather is pretty nice.
Oh yeah. I'm playing it's Wednesday. You know what I do on Wednesdays? We're taking our talents today to the Highlands.
How are you hitting the ball right now?
Pretty good.
Uh-oh.
Pretty good. Just pretty good. I'm not. I don't want to jinx it. I don't want to jinx it.
Well,
But that happens. It happens every year to me.
But Highlands is very windy.
I know. Well, today it's going to be and it's always windier at the Highlands than it says it is on whatever report you look at.
Yep.
Let's see what it says when we tee off today. We're at 12:30. It's going to be 9, and it's going to increase to between 9 and 10 and 15, which out there to be 30.
Okay.
So it won't be too bad. 75, 70, between 70.
Man, I can't remember last time I played Highlands.
We don't either. Our the course today is booked. They've got there's a Corn Ferry event qualifier.
Oh,
out there. Yep. Corn Ferry qualifier.
Good course for it.
Yeah, so they shut her down for the week.
Probably gonna hit 20 under to qualify.
I don't know. They always ask for volunteers to come out and do stuff out there. I'm like, nope.
Busy enough.
That legit. It shows you what they have to do to these courses. They have volunteers during the day.
We're coming back here.
Go.
The wind in the wires made a tattletale sound, and the wave broke over the railing.
It's Henry T. Buchanan.
I know, but it's the word of the hour. It's the word of the hour.
Oh, it's a word. We have a key word of the hour. It's curse. Henry T. almost cursed you.
Hey.
CURSE.
I'll get everyone happy. Ready?
Put respect to that man's name.
There we go. Now we can hear T.
Oh, it's that time. Husker legend Henry T. Buchanan in the house. T, what's up?
What's up, Bill? What's up, Elijah? Where's my boy White Z at?
He's sick today, man. He's got a fever. He's at home. We're hoping he gets better. It's probably because one of his Red Sox are opting out of their contract with 2 years left.
Man.
He's a little upset.
Yeah, man, who's going to beat the Dodgers, man?
Nobody.
Their pitching is on point right now.
God, we talked about that. Their pitching is really good. We got Husker legend Henry T. Buchanan. T, we've been talking a lot about leadership and things you get to say.
Cincinnati Reds is having a great season, even though they made the playoffs, man. But that pitching, man, that's when you got incredible. It. And the dude pitched a full a complete game with just one earned run, or what have you. Man, that's impressive, man, for the playoffs. So if you got pitching like that, it's going to be a long road for the opponents.
Yeah, it's they got 5 hits. Brewers have 5 hits in this series as well.
In 2 games?
2 games, 5 hits. All I got.
Man, I was just reading something. Who was the superstar hitter that for San Diego Padres for years?
Tony Gwynn.
Tony Gwynn.
Best hitter in baseball.
Yes.
Best pure hitter.
The top 5 pitchers, Glavine, I think it was Glavine that was talking. Glavine, Maddox, Pedro, and I want to say 2 others that.
This is 6th stat, by the way.
Yes, that they struck out they talked about thousands of strikeouts between those 5 pitchers. These are legendary Hall of Fame pitchers. And combined, from what I understand, they struck him out 3 times.
You should go back and look at also. I believe that against those guys, I've seen this stat. I can't quote it correctly, but I believe those 5 Hall of Fame pitchers or whoever they were.
Yeah.
I want to say he hit north of 330 against all of them.
Yes. And they only struck him out 3 times. And Maddox and Pedro did not at all. Nope. Never struck him out. And I think Glavine said he did once, but he doesn't remember. He doesn't remember. That's how great that guy was at the bat. Couldn't strike him out. What an eye did he have? So yes. But no, man, I heard y'all talking football and you know, when I plugged in and that's, you know, I don't know what your thoughts are. You know, I think we're all seeing something different with the Huskers and how they're finishing games and winning those tight-knit games, those one-score games, and I think we're seeing it up close to personal. We're seeing more of a balanced approach. And I've been telling y'all since day one, that running game is a lot better than we've been utilizing. And when that running game is on point and that line is blocking, I mean, it opens it up for Raiola and gives him time, because that, I tell you what, it's that was a really, really good game. And Maryland is not a bad team. And to go on the road to beat them, it's impressive. And, you know, Minnesota's always been a tough matchup, and we'll be there Friday. Speaking of Friday, guess who's going to be out here signing autographs? Not me. Football.
I'm going to say, I've been in a situation where they wanted your autograph in Memphis.
But no. It's a football player. He's coming out here, and he's going to be at the Husker Bar. It's going to be at Clancy's. And what's impressive about this, Clancy's is a Green Bay bar. I guess the owner is a Green Bay Packer fan. And this is a former Husker national champion, one of our best running backs of all time. And no, Amon Green, fellas. Amon Green.
Yep. Nice.
He's gonna be here Friday. And you know, I was gonna kind of do a watch party at the house, but you know, a couple of guys and you know, my lady friend Jada, you know, they were all, you know, Jada's a Green Bay Packer fan. So I figured we'll go check it out. And
so what happened was Jada heard that Amon Green was coming, and she's like, T, I can't make your place, but if you want to meet me, we'll go to Clint.
And you're probably right. You're probably right. Hey, a good story though is when Mickey Joseph was the interim coach, and his brother was on the coaching staff here for the Cardinals, defensive coordinator or something like that, and he called me, and Jade and I went to the game, and I still got photos of it, and we're right there. Mickey's taking photos, and she was more impressed with Mickey being the head, you know, interim head coach for the University of Nebraska. And it just goes to show you, no matter where it is, what year it is, football players rule at Nebraska. They just rule, man, and I'm not, I'm not ashamed to say it. You know, they rule, and men's basketball is right there behind them. You know, and it was always like that when we were in school. So yes, so I'll get a chance. I met Amon at a barbershop. I want to say it was at Muhammad's barbershop there on 27th. Oh, so I don't know if you remember me, but I'll say what's up to him. And Jeffrey Grace, who played at Nebraska last year, will be there with us. And then D. Vic just get back in town probably tomorrow night or Friday morning. He may join us. Of course, he's my former teammate and things that sort. So we're looking forward to that. But man, maybe my prediction is getting closer. With Penn State is kind of in shambles a little bit. You know, I did say that we got a chance of finishing in the upper echelon of the conference, and based upon what happens, with the 12 team, and I'm not, I know that's too far now that we just made the top 25. Trying to make that top 12 team playoffs. But man, this is going to be one of our better seasons that we've had for a while. So I'm pretty excited and happy for the program.
Isn't it fun to watch too? We saw it with the Husker basketball team a couple seasons ago. They went on a run. They got Derek Walker back, and they kind of went on a run in February. And you saw the team's like kind of culture, that mentality shift from a losing culture to a winning culture.
Yes.
And the teams never look back. I feel like you're seeing that right now with the Husker football team, where they're finding ways to win, and you're seeing that kind of mentality change before your very eyes, where they're becoming winners.
Well, they know they can win. That's the difference. I remember talking to Morgan Gregory, my really good friend, who's a phenomenal basketball player and football player. He was, of course, split in for us when I was in school, and we talk about it a lot. He's always over the years shared with me about the mentality that either you know you're going to win or you're going to lose. And he always talked about that mindset, that when we were losing those close games, he was like, it's in their mind. But when you have the talent and the heart to finish these games, these tough games, that's what we do. It's almost like the Oklahoma days. You know, we would beat up on the teams we supposed to. Then at Oklahoma game, we would go neck and neck, and you know, either they squeeze it out against us or vice versa. You know, and that's, you know, it seems like that's where we're at, or we're getting there. And I just hope these rumors, you know, I know he interviewed, but he didn't say flat out no. but you know, I just hope Penn State's not able to you know, I don't know how that goes. If you can buy out a $50 million contract, what's the next coach going to get paid? So, you know, money talks, fellas. But I hope he stays, and I think he will, because he got something special building here, and we'll see what Coach Rule does. And speaking of coaches, we got to say happy birthday to Coach Hoiberg. It's his birthday today.
It's written down.
I can confirm.
And I meant to say that first.
Look at that. Happy birthday, Coach.
Yeah, happy birthday, Coach Hoiberg. Yes. And my grandmother always told me that every birthday you have, longer you live. Think about that. So keep having them. And, you know, we just lost a legendary singer, you know, just recently. And golly, I was just reading on him and his mind. I must be getting old. It just skipped my mind. Who's the legendary R&B singer that just passed yesterday?
D'Angelo?
Yes, D'Angelo. Golly, I've been
51 years old.
51, pancreatic cancer. So they say that's a tough one to detect. But you still got to get those checkups. And I just, you know, I encourage not only men, but women and kids, everything, man. It's imperative, man, that we get those annual checkups. And if you got it in your family, even more often. You got cancer in your family, get checked more often, because you just never know.
Again, we're speaking of Husker legend Henry T. Buchanan, too. We've been talking a lot about this leadership stuff. Nowadays you get videos, you get peeks of kids in locker rooms. Jacoby Barney just had one the other day where he stepped up in a leadership role. Talking about when you were at Nebraska and playing hoops and some of those, not in detail, but locker room speeches, maybe not by a coach, but by players, but earning the right to do that. How did you get to earn the right to have a voice? Because I think that's a deal. It's like, just because you're a QB1 or just because you're a starting point guard doesn't make you or give you the right to talk.
No, it's well, with me, it was my age. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, no, that's real.
I was the old fart, so people listened to me and looked up to me already. So it was easy for me to be the leader on and off the court, because people don't understand. It's not only on the court, it's off the court.
Mm-hmm. And
leaders is almost natural. You know, you can tell a leader just by a conversation, whether it's in real life, at work, especially in athletics. And how do you basically earn that? You earn it by example, role modeling that behavior. You know, what you do on the court, how hard you play, how hard you adapt and listen. And like I told y'all before in previous shows, that it took me a while to understand it, why Coach Nee was always on me. And the bottom line was, if I'm taking it, my peers, my teammates would take it, and they would listen more because I'm listening. And no matter how the message was being conveyed to me, you know, don't get me wrong, we wasn't perfect all the time. We've had our moments in practice, but for the most part, I listened. And I've kind of followed, and, you know, everybody else followed my lead. And definitely with the voice, you know, you always have that when things are not going right. You know, somebody got to step up and organize the team, have that players only meeting, and be open and candid and honest. And it's tough to do, because some people don't have the courage to be a leader. And, you know, they may have some opinions, but a lot of people, they just want, you know, just fear how people would think about them if they say it or say the wrong thing. And a leader don't care. It's because we're trying to win, and we're trying to bring our teammates along, and that's why, from my perspective, it was a lot easier for me, because I was able to not only speak, but I let my actions speak for my word. You know, was louder than my words, and my teammates kind of followed me, and then again, I listened to them as well. and it goes both ways. It's not just, follow me, listen to me, and I can care less about your opinions and what you're trying to do. So it goes both ways. So, and it's either you have it or you don't. And I like what you said, because some people just don't have it. And some people don't want it. It's just like the person who don't want to take that last shot or don't want the ball under pressure, because fear of failure. But you can't succeed unless you fail. And so that's the bottom line. And so you just have to have that mentality. And a lot of people don't have it. They may have all the skills and athletic ability in the world, but leading your teammates is a total different thing there. And I still consider myself as a leader amongst men, in a sense, because I have, I don't mind speaking my mind and organizing things, and I've always been in the leadership business. And I'm not tooting my own horn, I'm just speaking facts. That I've always been a leader at State Farm and different organizations I've been involved in. I've always been in a leadership position because I'm comfortable in that position. And but no, that's a great question though. Leadership is it's not given, it's earned.
Henry T. Buchanan with us here on the Morning Hookup. And T, let's transition that topic here and talk some Husker basketball. Exhibition coming up against BYU. You have a team of guys that have all kind of come together, and there's leaders that emerge through the offseason. How important is it for guys in an early season, I guess preseason test such as this, to kind of go out there and be those leaders that they've shown themselves to be through the spring and through the summer and through the fall?
Well, you're going to see that Saturday morning. Well, it'll be morning for us. I think it's 10 o'clock, noon for you all. And for those who don't know, that's not in Nebraska, not going to the game, it's on Big Plus. So, so you want to see the best player, high school player in the country that's playing for BYU, you get an opportunity. But also, most importantly, you get to see your Huskers play with the new additions, the transfer, the freshmen. You got Mass back, who's going to be our leader. And think about it, they went to the Big Ten conference, preseason conference meetings, and it was Sam and Mass. And so so not that the fact that they're the leaders, but they're the ones, and who's to doubt Sam's effort on the court and leading by example, and Mass is a natural leader. And so you'll see those two taking the lead on Saturday. And with Jamarcus Lawrence back, showing the guys that, I've been here before and I'm back and I know the system. And it's going to be interesting for me is to see some of the players who've never played in the system, the red shirts, and to see those freshmen and see if they can play at this level against a team other than yourselves. So it's going to be opportunity. And don't get me wrong now, the coach is not going to show you everything they have in this exhibition game. And they're going to play a lot of people. But ultimately, you still want to evaluate your talent and your team and see who plays well together and things of that sort. So I hope the fans don't expect this to be a real game and it's going to be a real game atmosphere, but both sides will be testing and evaluating their team, and they're not going to show. They might run one or two sets, both offensive, defensively, and just rotate and see how guys react in that live environment against another team, which is a NCAA team from last year and probably better than they were last year. And I'm pretty excited to see this. My toes been tapping ever since I heard they were on the schedule last year. So pretty excited about it.
Now, T, when you look at this, it is an exhibition. We know how you're going to approach this. And Elijah, you asked this yesterday. And I think it's a great question. I'm going to take it because, T, you played it. Mm-hmm. You played exhibitions. You played there. Does the score matter on Saturday? Because optically, you know how Husker fans react. Does it matter?
No, actually it doesn't. It's how you perform and how you play. I would just, my internet went out yesterday and I called D-Vig and it was out so long. I called them about 3 or so and they said, well, they didn't plan on my internet coming back to like 8:45 at night. So what did I do? I go watch 2 game tapes. I watched our game against Washington to go to the NIT.
You still got a VCR?
No, I had to. I for those of you who still have VHSs, if you want to get it transferred over to DVD, go to Walmart. That's how I did mine. And I watched that Washington game to go to the Big Apple, and then I watched the Villanova game again because that's the one that intrigues me the most. And I just remember them talking about Bo Reed and our exhibition game. We just played against Czechoslovakia at home, and I just remember that game. I think that's the game that Bo kind of hit somebody in the mouth. It was that the first year. It was one, he didn't hit him, but he got trapped, and Bo was, he had the ball up, and he's, throwing his elbows, and that ball broke that kid's nose, and I'll never forget that. But they just kind of talked about that exhibition game, and this was our first real game, and it was against Villanova, and our preparation with Czech. And we start off in the first half and played game lights out, and then of course second half Villanova took over. But just thinking about the pre-conference games, the preseason games, and how important they are, not only to see who wants it, but who plays well together. Because not everybody play well together, fellas. I mean, that's why you have 15 people on the roster, and at this level, everybody can play. So in essence, you gotta. What's this say?
Ryan 840 wants to know. Just curious, how do you kind of hit someone?
Well, it wasn't intentional. I think he was in the corner because I was on the court. I remember him getting trapped in the corner, and he had the ball up, and they were up on him. Yes, that's exactly what he did. And the elbow the nose met the elbow. So that's pretty much how that happened. And I always bring that up because, just to show you the physicality, the type of player Bo was. And which he did play well in that Villanova game for his first collegiate game. And, he shot, he hit a few tough baskets, some rebounding and some pass. It was a fun game to watch. It didn't end the way we wanted it to end. And unlike the Washington game, which ended the way you wanted it to end, and we went down to the wire, it was just funny. It was, when they did the starting lineups, BC, Brian Carr and I were the last two, and it was just funny. They said Henry T. Buchanan, 6 foot, blah, 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 from Muncie, Indiana, and then Brian Carr, 6 foot, Muncie, Indiana. I just thought that was pretty neat. Until I looked at that tape, I didn't really realize just how that sound, two homeboys, from Muncie, Indiana in the backcourt here at Nebraska. But anyway, it's neither here or there. But the pre-conference games, these exhibition games is unique because it gives the coaching staff, everybody get a chance to see how you play against other teams other than yourselves, because what each other's going to do. So it's just different. And playing against a team at that caliber. And I think that's the most important, because now you're going to find out quickly how much better and how harder you got to work. And it's nothing better than playing against a team that on paper has more talent than you do. And then, BYU's going to have a target on their back. You picked up the best player in high school and paid him $7 million, And so some of our big guys, I know if it was us in my era, we would go at it with this guy. Okay, we see how good you are. And preseason or not, or exhibition or not, man, we're going to bring it. And I think Nebraska's going to bring, because they'll be playing at home. And they want to do it for their fans. They want to play well, and ultimately they want to win. But to a player and coaching staff, it's probably not the most important, but they'll play hard and try to win for the fans, though, because we're playing at home.
All right, team, before we get you out of here, I got to ask the 2 or 3 players for this Husker basketball squad that you're most interested in seeing in action on Saturday. We've heard a lot about these guys, again, against their own teammates. Which guys are you excited to see when the bullets are flying?
Well, first and foremost, I'm excited to see Mass come back and just see how he plays at 100%. It's been a year since we've seen him play. I also want to see what Price does with us. I've watched him play against us and shoot against us. I'm excited about that. And Jamarcus Lawrence coming back after a year away, and just see how he blends in. The two freshmen, I've seen Quentin Rhymes, but I want to see him against someone other than his own teammates. And I saw him in the AAU, and I know what he's capable of. He's a very talented young man. And then, of course, the kid from New Zealand, I want to see just how he performs, because he played at a high level over in Europe. I've been talking about Brayton, Frager. He's had a great summer, and he's been practicing very well. And it's excited to see what he does. I know what Sam's going to do already, so he's going to bring it anyway. And Connor's going to do his thing. Actually, I'm excited to see the whole team. I want to see this Kendall Blue play. I want to see Garcia play. I want to see how this big kid. I want to see how Burke, see if he can get back to form, because you remember he twisted his ankle there towards the end of the season and played decent in the Crown tournament. And who else do we have? Will Cooper, coming from Air Force. I want to see him play as well. Who am I missing? Kel Jacobson. He had a strong finish with the Crown. See if he can come back and do his thing. And the big kid from Central Michigan. So I'm excited to see each and every one of these kids. There's not anyone particular. I see them practice, and I want to see them in this game so I can really talk about them next week and be excited, so if we can get that win and take care of Minnesota. Volleyball is going to speak for itself. People don't, out here I have to remind people, because volleyball game comes on at 4 here on Friday, and then the game is at 5. So I've already told the Clancy's guy, I said, hey man, it's going to be 2 games on. We got to figure this out. So, but no, I'm excited to see everybody, and I think the fans are going to be really pleased with what they see on the court, and so I'm pretty excited. 10 o'clock here, 12 o'clock your time, and big plus. I'm going to be there up and close and personal. I'm going to watch that at home by myself, because I don't want anybody interfering. I want to be focused on the game. I don't want nobody asking me questions, and I'm turning my I ain't going to turn my phone off, but I'm not responding to texts.
Let's also be honest, when we're there as a basketball fan, loving the game of basketball, I want to see all the Huskers. I think there'll be minute restrictions on some guys like Rink, but we want to see AJ play too, right, from BYU?
Oh, well,
I want to see that kid.
I want to see how good he is.
I do. I like, you're selling me a bill of goods, $7 million. How good are you?
He has to be special. I mean, he has to be.
You and I are specialty, but we ain't.
I know, but you know who I was excited to see back in? I think they played in the early 2000s. I think it was both of them, man, and they were in the Big 8. Well, was it the Big 12? Big 12 conference at the same time. Kevin Durant when he's at Texas.
Special.
And Beasley when he was at K-State.
Special.
And if he's at that level, and if he's not at that level, I'm going to say waste of money. But I'm sure. But I'm sure he is.
I remember Kwame Brown was drafted in the top 10 too.
What's that?
I said Kwame Brown was a top 10 pick too. They better be special.
I was.
Yep.
Stephen A. got the most legendary.
I thought he got a raw deal. I thought he was a lot better than they portrayed him. I thought he was better. But
I mean, also Jamarcus Russell was a quarterback of the Raiders. I'm just going at it now.
But I mean, he did well. Didn't he win a national championship with LSU?
Probably. He didn't watch any game film.
Yeah. Hey, that's what happens. You got to study this game. You cannot. And that's even in football, basketball, you name it. If you don't work on your craft, and that's what I told you, I was so impressed with the freshmen last time I was in town, when I come back for Amy Williams practice, and I'm hearing the ball bounce on the other side, and I look in there, and who is it? The 2 freshmen working on their craft, man, and I was pretty impressed with that. And I'm pretty excited about Amy Williams' squad as well, and see what Britt Prince does this year, and how she evolves into a leader without Alexis there. And now she's the leader, and I still don't know where Potts is at. So I'm pretty – and some of their transfers, I was impressed with a few of them during practice, and some of the players who came back from last year. So they're going to have some, good combinations of some new players and what they have existing. And you have one of the best point guards in the country, not only in the conference, in the country with Britt Prince. So pretty excited for Amy Williams. And and what she has coming as well. So I just want to give her a shout out too.
Absolutely, team. Hey, we're up against it, my friend. We appreciate you so much. Go Big Red for sure. When we watch, I know you and I'll be texting this weekend, man. Take care of yourself. Stay blessed. Stay safe, my friend.
And thanks for having me, fellas. Always enjoyed talking to you guys.
Absolutely. Henry T. Buchanan, Husker legend. Always great stuff from him hanging out. So let's take a break. Come back and do a few stories that we missed.
We also have to probably briefly hit on AJ DeBonsa.
Yeah.
Dude's okay. He's like,
have you seen him as like his highlights so far? Like he's played an exhibition already.
He's got like this high level like this Paul George, Tracy McGrady nature to him, where his ball handling probably needs to get a little better at the college level.
Mm-hmm.
And well, it's not the modern game. His mid range is just all right, but Lord, that guy can beat you in a ton of different ways. He'll overpower you at the rim. He can go into the trees.
He's
and score around the big
player.
fellas. He can take small guys off the dribble.
He's going to be a problem this year for a lot of people.
He's special.
Yeah, you can tell. Like, and again, not like a extreme, talent evaluator sitting over here, but like you just know it when you see it. He just looks that part. Stop raining.
Soft greens today.
I gotta hit them. Those bats I was talking about, less than an hour, all sold out.
They're super popular. Which baseball is one of those things where, I mean, you hear it in golf all the time, is the Indianers at the arrow. In baseball, it's kind of actually a little bit of both. Some of those bats, they are just hot.
It was crazy. So my kid watches this stuff. And we're wide open about what they watch. We're like, not, but we check their stuff. He watches, like, is it called Bat Bros?
I'm familiar.
He watches this. This is where he gets his information.
He goes and tests all the bats.
Yes, he watches it. So he had me sit down because he has a BB core already, and then this one, and whatever. It's legit information.
Mm-hmm. They're
going like he will stare at this stuff if we let him for 8 hours, and he's 14 years old, just on bats and on analyzing products. It's a normal price right now for these bats these days. By the way,
insane. Like
they start at $350, and up. $350 and up. That's where they start. I mean, they can get up to like $500. $350 and up. Hi, Moats. Am I talking too loud? No. Yeah, they can get expensive. The problem with this bat is, so I was lucky to get one in the drop. Those are going to be in the secondary market for double what they are.
Yeah, say $700-800.
Like the one I got, it's in the average price. Let's say it's just call it $400. Though people are going to sell those for like $800.
Yep.
And profit off of it, and somebody will buy it.
If you think bats are expensive, don't even start on gloves.
Like baseball glove, like the
nice, like the real nice leather ones.
What was so wrong with the old Simple Wilson A2000?
I still use my baseball glove that I had. I got for probably like $50 back when I was in 5th grade. Still works great for me.
Yeah, you're right. If I consider new drivers over 600, yeah, new drivers are 600. Are you kidding me these days? That is a product that you got to keep up with. Drivers. Technology changes. It's a real thing.
I haven't kept up with them because my golf game's not good enough. If you're a good golfer,
you got to get to that light. Then you do.
We have 2:05 on the clock.
2:05. Ryan gave us a story that we missed, so we're going to shout him out.
Okay. All right, we're coming back here, though.
Welcome back in the morning hookup. Few moments left. Thanks for hanging out with us. Special thanks to Henry T. Buchanan, Husker legend. Outcast is one of my jams. I love Outcast. You might have just put the music mix in play today for my golf round.
I was trying to. That was the
You just
goal
did
here.
it.
I want to
That-
get the vibes high as we get into the rest of the Wednesday.
Just did it. I apologize now for all my elderly buddies that are listening. It's an outcast kind of day. It's overcast, but it's going to be outcast. Let's do stories that we missed.
If I can get my mouse to work, here we go.
The stories we miss. The Morning Hookup.
Ryan 840, shout out the Lincoln Eagle kids. Had a great season. Much thanks to the best assistant coach, former Husker wide receiver, Coach Swift. He also said thanks to Lincoln Parks and Rec for a well-run league. Well done. Well done, well done, well done. I got another. I clipped. You got one?
I got
Go,
one.
get it.
Because this has been frustrating me today.
Uh-oh.
Rivals, a new story out indicating that Nebraska recruits are closely watching the future of head coach Matt Rule.
I saw your. They are?
Who could have guessed? That story.
You don't say.
That story brought to you by You Know What Sherlock. Are you joking?
Those are great to me because I love the ones like the people that tweet out like the obvious fun stuff. Hey, sources say that Coach Rule is going to be visiting State College, Pennsylvania in November.
I love that. That one's funny.
Those are my favorites. Tomorrow, Marco D'Angelo, wagertalk.com, picking you winners. We'll talk Major League Baseball, more Huskers, and a whole lot more. Boy, thanks for hanging out with us. You guys, boy, it's been awesome. Be safe out there with wet roads. Take care of each other. Be safe. We'll catch you on a Thursday.